Right, guys. Hi, all, and welcome to another episode of Off the Chair. Today, and this one's a special one for me, only because I'll probably get arrested for God knows how long to come join me on the show. Today, I'm joined by Josh Lamonaca, co-founder of MENSPIRE, international educator, and an award-winning figure in modern barbering, including all Best Brown Barber, Educator of the Year, and Men's Hairdresser of the Year. We're going behind the scenes of the craft, the business, and the mindset that built that. Josh?
Yes.
Off the chair. Off the chair.
Thank you for coming to the Manspire Academy.
Thank you for having me. Honestly, I know you're a busy man. I really do. And you know what? I appreciate this, man.
Yeah, welcome.
I really do. So, Josh, talk to me, man. Where we starting? How you doing today, first of all?
Firstly, I'm good. It's been an easy start to the year.
Yeah. That was going to be a lecture on what type of season were you in, man?
To be honest with you, I had such a busy year last year.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I start off the year slow. I kind of don't work off the Gregorian calendar. I work on April being the start of New Year. That's when the cycle of nature shifts.
Yes.
That's nice.
Nice.
Understand?
I understand it, yeah.
It's been a slow start, but as soon as it steps into March, I'm heading straight to Brazil, and the season kicks off.
Yeah? What's the scene like? What behind the scenes, what's that looking like?
Behind the scenes, mate, you could be catching me doing anything from cleaning to stacking shelves, from sending orders, from being on the iPad. Behind the scenes, there is a lot of things that maybe people don't expect.
And that's what we're going to know about today, man.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people will see the nice parts of every city, the crowds, the beautiful haircuts. But there's certainly a lot of depth behind the scenes that makes all the plugs tick, you know what I'm saying?
Mate, yeah, I can only imagine. And you know what? You're there first time experiencing it all, man, and getting stuck in by the sounds of it as well.
Absolutely.
Right. Take me back. What first pulled you into hairdressing?
So I started cutting hair when I was about 15 years old.
Hold on, stop. We're going to continue. This is still a part of the podcast.
Cool.
I read something. Were you born in Canada?
Nah.
What is that?
I don't know what that is.
Dude, I found
that's on the internet somewhere.
It is on the net. It's on the...
Yeah. There's falsehood. I don't know why.
It says you were from Canada. I was like...
Canada, born 1990, which is
from
wrong as well.
From the garage to the world.
Yeah.
Yeah? And also that is your thing, from the garage to the world, right?
Garage to the globe.
Yeah.
Storyline.
Yeah, garage to the globe, sorry, yeah.
I was born
But
here.
yeah, prior to all that, it's in Canada.
Nah.
Alright, we clean that one up. He's not from Canada, guys.
Yeah, nah.
He's one of us.
Born here in St Albans, Hertfordshire, in 1989. Currently 36 years old. I started cutting hair when I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I started is because I wanted to be a professional footballer. Okay. So naturally, like naturally, like any 15-year-old wants to emulate what the football players look like. Yeah, so we still see it today. And there was a certain kind of hairstyles that I really wanted, and one of them was, of course, the most iconic David Beckham. He had this kind of overhawk, blonde, bleached, like really kind of spiky texture trim. There was Darren Huckabee, who had like this mullet coming on, and then you had Ronaldo with blonde streaks in the front. Yeah. So there was a little bit of everything that I wanted to try and get, and obviously going to the barbers at like 14 years old, we wasn't able to like really express ourselves and communicate to the barber that's like 40 years old.
Back then,
we're talking 20 years ago.
Yeah, back then it wasn't even like that.
It weren't like that. So them times there, you would kind of rely on mummy or daddy to try and communicate what's this, and this still. Like, which is different to now, because nowadays, if you get a 14-year-old in the chair, they'll tell you, I want it like this, no fade, or tiger stripes, I want it curly on top. They'll tell you everything, but when I was 14, it wasn't worth it.
I get that.
So, because,
I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's it. There's not a lot of people that do remember them kind of nostalgic times. So, eventually, because I was trying to be so particular with my hair, I eventually got my auntie to start cutting my hair because she was family. I was able to kind of communicate a little bit more about, I want it short here, don't touch the back, a bit long here, make it go like this shape in the middle here. I was able to kind of express myself a little bit more because it was closer to me, you know what I'm saying? And she was a hairdresser, and the type of style that I wanted, barbers weren't competent in that type of work. barbers were competent in short haircuts. And it was only like the niche that didn't exist was exactly this. Hairdressers
Yeah.
were good at cutting hair.
Yeah.
Cutting texture, styling, etc.
Scissor work.
Barbers were good at short hair. Just short hair.
Yeah.
Afro-Caribbean barbers were good at what? Fades, lineups, patterns. So I was in the mix of wanting this fade on the side, lined up on the chin strap, textured on the top, and styled with straightlets.
That's a long day.
So
That's a long day.
So most of the people that were in that kind of group of having this type of style would often go to the Afro-Caribbean bar to get their fade, go to Essentials or Tony and Guy, and they'd go get the top of the haircut by the hairdressers. So this niche for men didn't really exist. And that's where, at the time, we're talking like 2008, and this is where I came in and started to kind of mold the vision and the style and the niche of what I wanted to create, which is like a little bit of both. Because I was interested in patterns and designs. Where I was at the football academy, still trying to make it pro.
Yeah.
A lot of the people in my football team were all into like designs, sharp shape ups. It was like that was still short back then. There was a few of us that were on the like straightening thing and a bit more sort of like softer boy band hairstyles. You know what I mean? So that was my kind of introduction into the industry. And I, after doing a couple of years at the football academy, I wanted a qualification to fall back on. So where I'd been doing hair for a couple of years for my friends, my teammates, I eventually went to a Barnfield local college, which is in Luton.
That's really
Obviously, if you know Luton, the place is very multicultural. So you have black people there, Asian people, Caucasian, all sorts of hair types. Yeah, so, you know, in that sense, I was chucked into the deep end, so I was favoured with all kind of hair types to tackle.
Yeah.
You know, and my teachers were Afro-Caribbean teachers. I had one hairdresser teacher, so I had that mix that really allowed me to mould into, who I was from an early, young starting career. You know, and that's kind of the initial start, really.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
There's a lot more to it.
I mean, we could probably sit here and go into depth, and I can see you to continue as well. But no, I mean, you summed it up, and that sounds, that sounds quite spot on as well. Considering the fact that I know exactly what you're talking about, being exactly that. Man, I had a barber back then. His name was Lee. Lee's Clipper Heaven used to be called, man, and he was a white guy, big white guy, tattooed up. He had dreadlocks. Yeah. Right? So you automatically, you knew this guy knew something. Yeah. He used to put the big gauge into your hair and the grids on your hair, the twists and all them. So I went through all that stuff. Yeah. So I mean, you could never only ever go one place to get it all done. I get it. Like there was places you had to go get your fade and then, get your top chopped and everything because the fade people couldn't touch the scissors correctly.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Right, Josh. So, I mean, what was the turning point when you realised that you had something big here, man?
I think from an early age, to be honest with you. Yeah. I think whilst I was at Barnfield College, I was teaching some of the rest of the students. Mm-hmm. Because as you know, at college, there's like 20 odd students and there's one teacher. So there's not a lot of attention on students individually. Yeah. So a lot of the times, students were looking at my work going, oh, wow, how did you do that? Because I already had like a couple of years experience, self-taught, just from doing my friends there. And I had this unique vision that I wanted to create. They were coming and asking for some help. So it was kind of early on where I saw that I had a nature to not become a teacher or become an educator like nowadays. It was simply, I was there to help someone who needed help.
You knew how to.
Yeah, and from then I kind of realised that maybe I had a spark here.
Yeah.
And even the head of the college said to me, like, yo, you've got an eye for it, and I didn't quite know what he meant at the time until, later on in the line where, I kind of developed an understanding and a taste for a very unique style, which is now very, prevalent because it's all over the place. But that was the initial spark that really kind of, I guess I understood that I have something here that is quite unique.
Well, that's definitely for sure. We can all confirm that like that as well. No, that's cool, man. So, what was the hardest early challenges that people don't know about you? that you had to face?
The early challenges. I think, to be honest with you, it was not necessarily a challenge, but I think it was more so a work rate that no one else would commit to.
Mhm.
For example, I was immersed 7 days a week, non-stop. And you don't get that from a lot of people. There's not a lot of people that do that and really sacrifice that sort of effort and energy. I really was, deep into it. 3 days a week at the college.
Yeah.
2 days a week at the salon. 1 day a week cutting from home, and another day shadowing and learning. So 7 days a week I was fully committed.
All around it.
Yeah, there was no.
Good.
I think there was literally no saying, look, no, I can't do them. I can't fit you in.
Well, it's like, greatness doesn't have the time on you.
Yeah, no, that's it. And I think, we often talk about balance, and I don't think there is such a thing when you're striving for, greatness. I think the levels have to go unwavering at some point.
It's got to be one way. It's one way or the other, really, isn't it? It's either you're all in or it's not going to be great. That's kind of how it kind of works.
Yeah. I think that there's a saying that, you might be familiar with, is that, if you're prepared to work a certain amount that people won't, you'll live a life for a long time that people won't.
Yeah.
So I can't remember saying it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, this. I'm trying to get what you're saying. It's like, 6 months of sacrifice is a lifetime's worth of
That's right.
everything, Yeah. I think we're both at the right thing. I think we're both at the right thing. We say what we're trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you got to do the sacrifice.
Well, yeah, listen, man, greatness doesn't come without, a few grazes and bandages, as they say.
Yeah.
I think I've got that saying wrong as well.
Edit that.
Edit. Yeah, cut. Cool, man. Right, okay. So, what was the vision behind MENSPIRE? What did you want to do?
So,
That was
myself
different.
and my business partner Sam created MENSPIRE in 2012, but we didn't open the salon in 2012. Very simply, the vision was ordained. And what we saw from the inside out was that the barber industry, I think, lacked a lot of elegance and quality. And what we wanted to bring, both having a little bit of salon experience, we wanted to bring that kind of unique experience into the barbering industry.
Okay.
Because, as you know, even 10 years ago, it was all about walking to the barber shop, wait your turn, and it's a £10, £15 haircut. And we wanted to bring a new standard to the barbering industry. We wanted to sort of raise the status quo of barbering being like a lower end job, And so what we wanted to achieve was building that kind of more human experience and that more connection inside the barbershop, as opposed to it being just a wait in line, wait your turn type of thing.
Another game.
Now, there's never been any question about community. Barbering has been the pinnacle and the pioneer of community for men from way back,
Of course.
but the experience has often lacked and often been seen as something of low value. So we wanted to create something where we have a kind of beautiful salon, beautiful space. Because barbershops back 10, 15 years ago were like very basic.
Yeah.
Very basic space.
Yeah.
Pretty
simple. Station.
That's
Waiting
it.
area.
That's
it.
That's it.
Beds. That's it. Yeah.
And now, things have become more decorative, more relaxing, and the environment has changed and shifted since, we kind of put forth our image and our identity of what a salon should look like. More based upon salon experience, so appointments, etc. A lot of people only sort of went into appointments after COVID, when it was like forced. It's forced for you to have an appointment system, or you couldn't operate. Otherwise, who knows? People could still be operating by walk-ins now.
Well, that's the number game for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you got the number game, which is just like come sit and wait, and it's just like it's just a generic kind of concept of haircut style out. There's a one-way system, it's a one system thing.
Put it like this, yeah. We went to visit a bank, to obtain a loan,
Of course.
and I remember sitting there in front of this bank manager asking for a loan because we didn't know kind of how much money we needed at the time, and he challenged us. And I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't ready for these type of questions. I was just thinking, right, the young boys, ambitious, and we'll get a loan and cool, we'll start with this.
This is what, 2012?
This was, 2011. Before, 2012, something like that, yeah. And he challenged us. He said, hey, there are so many barbershops here in St Albans. We don't need that. What makes you so special? And I was like, kind of guts there, yeah? I was thinking, nah, deep down, we're special. I know we are because we do banging haircuts. And that's it. But then I thought about thinking, hang on. He said to me that he's lent a couple of barbershops money, loan.
Yeah.
Already, why should I loan? Third one. I was like, which barbershop did you loan money to? Just out of curiosity. And my mind's like, go. Let me side things up because we're always competing in terms of like visually seeing like who does the most trims, like who does the styles and that. He told me this barbershop and that barbershop. So I asked him a question. I said, hey, where do you get your hair done? Do you go to any of these for your hair done? Go to your hair. Go to that one down the road there. I said, well, when do you go? Do you have an appointment? He's like, no, just sort of roll in, wait my turn, go on my lunch break. I said, what if they're busy? He goes, oh, well, to be honest with you, if they're busy, I'll just look in and I'll go to the other one. I was like, what if they're busy? And that's like a 10 in the wall. He said, well, to be honest with you, it has happened a couple of times. Just come straight back to work, go the next day. I was like, all right, cool. So you've just nipped out, done about 20 odd minutes walking from one to the other on your break, and you've not got a haircut. Yeah? You come and see me, you'll have an appointment, you'll have a fixed time. If I tell you 9 o'clock, you're getting in the chair at 9 o'clock, you'll be out at 9:30. Yeah? What I do is I run by appointments. Myself and Sam, we run by appointments. So at the end of every day, you know how much money we've made, you know how many appointments we have.
Yes.
I challenged him. I said, hey, listen, why don't you do me a favour? Why don't you go and ask that barbershop that you lent money to tomorrow how many appointments they're going to have, tomorrow how much money they're going to make.
In advance, of course.
In advance. And he turns around and goes, well, obviously that'd be subject to the end of the day. And I was like, I can already tell you tomorrow being Friday, I'm getting 400. I've worked up on my phone, and I've still got the calendars now. £465. 18 people booked in. I was like, dude, this is what we do. Yeah. So at the end of the week, we understand that we have this amount of money.
Yeah.
So this is the system that we're operating. So then I challenged him and said, how can you give money to people that don't know what they're going to earn when they wake up?
What's the return? Yeah, we're shorter, of course.
So at this point, he was fucked and was like, you know what? We don't need this money. We get our own money. Let's go. So that was the end of that story. But it goes to show you that I think from early, we truly understood how important that, framing your position as a business using appointments and scaling it like that is the most efficient way to build an operational business. It's basic. It's basic. You know what I mean?
You say that, but when you say that, and it's really not, though, is it?
I guess 12 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, how old were you? 12 years back from now? 24. Okay.
I remember doing it from.
So imagine putting in 24-year-olds now.
Yeah.
And throwing that question like that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to knock anyone here that's 24.
But it's different now because everyone's rolling by appointments, but back then it wasn't the same.
Though, like, even if we used to go back in time like now, like, obviously, imagine two other 24-year-olds to walk up there.
Yeah.
They would have walked out.
Yeah.
It would have been a complete different scenario.
Yeah.
Because someone to throw you off guard like that straight away.
Yeah.
You're guiding there asking for money. He's asking you for. Yeah. He's asking for a breakdown of your entire business. And you went in there on the financial tip.
Yeah.
But now you're talking to him about business credentials and like concept of business and how it works, starts, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But you handled it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's dope. That's dope.
That's the thing.
Alright, bro. So what's been one of the biggest decisions or mindset shifts that's helped you grow?
To be honest with you, the ultimate champion mindset is champion mindset.
That's the one, man.
It's about having the real dog in you to hustle.
You've got to have the vision.
To have a vision. But the way that we've done it is we also work intelligently. It's a famous saying, you have to work hard and then you have to work smart. One don't come without the other.
100%.
And I believe that we have done.
You know.
Yeah.
It's work.
It's knowledge. Yeah.
Exactly.
It is. So that's what we did. We had a vision and we incorporated people that, were upon the same vision from that and built culture.
Mhm.
And within that culture, it helps support the same vision and, one common goal. And that's how you grow as a team. And as you can see that we have developed multiple teams, which allow you to develop multiple income streams. And this is how we help people's dreams, because each and every one person that comes to us has their own ambition, and we're able to kind of nurture that, and that's why so many people that come to the company have, brought into the company to have their own salon, their own setup. And what we've done is we've been able to, build a blueprint that makes it easy for everyone else. What we've done is we've made the mistakes, tremendous amount of mistakes, but what comes with mistakes is a price that we've paid that they don't have to. So that
I was going to ask you now, what did that season cost you, man? That
money.
I was literally, you just rolled off it, and
yeah.
I mean, go on, tell us about it, man.
So whenever you make a mistake, you can learn. So it's never truly a bad thing. It just means that you have to use that experience to your advantage, to know and guide others not to do that same mistake. And I think that's become a valuable thing as our blueprint, because it's cost us money, it costs us time, it costs us effort, and ultimately the blueprint is a fast track. When we do courses here in the Manspire Academy,
Which is beautiful, by the way.
thank you very much. We run courses, 5-day courses, 3-day courses. For example, 5-day course here at the Manspire Academy. Yeah. For what it's taken me 20 years to learn in my skill set, my hands, my mind, my vision, I'm offering it out to people in 5 days. Yes, you have to do the work behind it, but the guidance, the mentorship happens in those 5 days.
Course,
yeah, you don't have to go through the mistakes of learning it yourself, being self-taught, when ultimately you just got to think of it as a fast track. You take the data, you take the information, and then you hone it and develop it and practice it in your own time. And
That only worked with mindsets that actually want.
willing to learn.
Willing to learn. They think.
And you can see it, dude. There's like a lot of people now who are very competent in their skill set, only been cutting hair 5 years. Look at Jeffrey from our Manspire Academy, Shield, 8 years. Amazing skills, and I haven't been doing it for too long. And it just makes me think, well, I was not doing hair like that.
Of course, yeah. I mean, some of our students are,
Yeah.
they're earlier better versions of us.
Basically.
Of course, man. I mean, I've
That's
got a team that's exactly the same. I've got Max that does.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. 5-6 years in, and he's snapping it up, man.
And this is a credit to us, as the knowledge has been able to transcend into our team, and that's where we have to sort of allow them to develop and grow under our guidance.
And that's up, mate. You said it perfectly spot on, man. Well, that's That's really good. Right. So let's move on. Because I know you're cut for time.
All good.
I know you're cut for time, man.
Yep.
I know I came compared, so I've got myself.
Yeah.
You've done a lot, man. Tell us about the awards. Your 2023 Hairdresser of the Year.
So just recently,
And 2025.
just recently won the biggest one, which is the British Men's Hairdresser of the Year.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Also in 2025, we won the Modern Barber Photographic Image of the Year, alongside Jordan Doyle.
That's gentleman just met.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's our brand manager.
In-house.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. We should speak about that actually as well, because not many people are prepared to invest into something other than something.
Of course.
But we'll come back to that. That's really important.
That is, I think it is.
The awards, yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, when I was 18, 19, starting in the industry, awards were everything to me in terms of being a competitive young male. But over time, as I started teaching, I didn't see them as much of a desire or a necessity. For me, it was just in my nature to simply teach people, and that be it. Like that's my reward. So I wasn't really focused on trying to achieve any kind of award. I'd lost that kind of desire, that ego. As I understood from back then, it was becoming more of an ego thing to have these awards. But then as I got older, I had children, and then I come to understand that actually done all this travel, been around the world. There's a lot of people that know me for the phenomenon of taking barbering to the next level. I ain't really got nothing on the mantelpiece. So when I began to understand that,
You took a walk back. Man.
yeah, then I thought, okay, let me rewrite my intention, because I don't want to win because of, to try and increase my ego or my profile. My profile's really big. People know me. I thought, you know what? It's got to be a time that my children will look at that mantle base and go, wow, you did a lot.
I did that.
You did. You made effort
That's
in a particular field that you were passionate about and became a winner. So that was certainly one thing that motivated me.
I need to go get
to
yeah. You can say you need to go get one.
Yeah, well, that's it, man.
That's amazing,
It motivated me to enter some competitions. So I started to enter some loose, light competitions.
At first.
To sort of regain some confidence in it because, sometimes you do think, oh, these things are fixed or, they're favoured or this, that, and the other. But then when I really came to understand that, you kind of have to know the game a little bit. There are things that you have to tick off to win things. You have to have good knowledge, you have to have good structure, good photography, good this, good that. And, I guess as I've become more experienced naturally and more knowledgeable, I'm able to win these things because I know how to win. I'm a born winner and that's what I'll do because I'm ambitious for that,
That's mindset.
That's it. Champion mindset, man.
That's mindset. From young, like you said as well.
Hungry.
7 days. No days off. You sacrifice.
You have to want it, man. You have to really want it.
Of course, man. I mean, and I'm a strong believer in it as well. People say, yo, let's work smart. How hard have you worked to be able to work smart for yourself?
There's been a lot of hard work as well.
Man, you put grafting, come on, man. It's inevitable that you put, just looking around.
This right here is a 100 grand investment.
Yeah, and it looks a business, bro.
How many people are,
we will get companies so everyone can see how beautiful this place is.
There's not a lot of people that would be willing to do this.
The investment. It's the investment alone. Yeah. Especially post-COVID.
Of course.
Like,
this was like the year before, this was 2019 we opened this place.
Whoa.
I could have took that 100 grand, I could have put it into my home, my well-being, anything. But I decided to put it into the industry because I knew that, if I give a little, I can take a lot back. And, lo and behold.
And equally at the same time, bro, you're not giving just a little, are you? You're giving back a lot, man. You're putting people on the map. You're giving people the skill set, the mindset to be able to go get theirs. Not only that, but feed their families and then inspire someone else.
Absolutely.
It's what they call the snowball effect.
Yeah. I think that's another reason why, I jumped back into doing some competitions because I've given so much to so many other people that the self had been forgotten. And I wanted to put myself back in that position where, I have something to share with the students to say, hey, thank you for your support.
Yes.
You're supporting me and I've achieved this. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have had the mindset shift to go, hey, I need to look out for me and the business. And that's it, because there are so many people now becoming educators and training centers and stuff like that, which is fantastic. It's naturally going to happen. But it's important that you're authentic, that you're genuine, and you're doing it for the right reasons. Yeah.
Which you've got good energy about it, bro. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't go for long. Listen, tell me. I was hooking up numbers yesterday, but I'm going to let you say. How many Manspires are we talking worldwide, bro?
So currently we're operating about 26 salons. And we're operating in UK, Italy, Singapore, Malaysia,
just a few of the
Netherlands. Yeah.
You went to Dubai?
Dubai as well.
Oh, I was looking at ones that are like afar.
Yeah. Dubai, Malaysia. Singapore. Yeah.
I look back on the clip actually, saw you sweeping in the Netherlands. You were there last month or the month before?
I've been twice this year.
Okay, so yeah.
So we recently just had our 12-year anniversary held in the Netherlands. And the Netherlands, if we can speak on that, we've got an amazing team there. We have 8 salons in the Netherlands, 7 of which are in Amsterdam. One of them is in Maastricht. And then
they're just salons, they're not academies.
No, just salons. And they're doing incredibly well. Nars is the director over there, a gentleman called Nars, who previously was operating with a barbershop. Cutting a long story short, he wanted to invest into Manspire. saw that we had a brand that was attractive towards other barbers. So if you look at the dynamic of the people that are in, we have Polish people there, Italians, Spanish, Greeks, you name it, Irish.
Just more cultural.
It's because it's a hub that people want to go and live.
But that's what the barbershop is, isn't it?
So yeah, the Netherlands, they're doing it extremely well, and it's a credit to Niles, who's an amazing director, who's an amazing leader, and really does have everything on point.
Comes down to team, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It really does. Like success, you are successful
yeah,
as an individual, but to get that broadened success, that comes down to teamwork.
it comes down to teamwork.
It's like everyone's got to be able to do. Everyone's got to be reading from the same page.
Absolutely, but it comes down to the leader.
It does. It does.
It starts there.
That's
It starts there.
it does start.
It starts there.
100%, of course.
If you haven't got the leadership skills to contain a team and give them the direction, then eventually something becomes toxic within the team. The team morale goes, the culture goes, and you don't really have a team anymore. You just have individuals working for themselves, and that's the successful sound.
No, it's not. And it happens.
Yeah, that's
way too often. More so now than they were, especially the pressures of the hot post-COVID and that as well.
Here's the thing: not many barbers comprehend how important it is to become a leader. Because we're not taught about leadership, we're not taught about business, we're not taught about scaling, we're not taught about building culture, understanding the vision, mission, statement, etc. We start as barbers and we become really good. We've got big clientele, and then we step into our own barbershop and we have friends that we know come and work for us, and then it just becomes a place where you're all just friends. But the real owner doesn't get the respect that he deserves, nor does he command the respect that he deserves, or obtain a leadership-like mentality. So it does start from leadership. Teams, great. Everyone can be great as long as you have the same vision. But really, the leader is key, and this is why.
There's got to be a script.
For example, Samuel Palmer really is, the leader of our salon dynamic.
Okay.
Whereas I'm in control of the education, the brand imagery.
So what you're saying is everyone plays a field. Yeah?
Everyone has to play their part.
Of course.
Everyone has to play their part, yeah. And everyone's got duties and responsibilities that they need to make the whole system
the cost.
turn. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Leadership, man.
Leadership, man. Leadership. And of course, I mean, you see it, I see it, I'm pretty sure you see it with so many other businesses, barbershops I'm talking, that that whole dynamic just kind of it just flushes, man.
Yeah.
And people lose grip of their of something they actually work really hard initially for in the beginning.
We're not taught how to be businessmen.
No, we're not, man. It's kind of like
we learn how to cut hair.
Exactly.
And we try and learn business along the way.
Of course.
This is why, we are, we've now recently, as of last year, introduced our business education side.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we're very familiar with, obviously, the technical side and teaching people how to cut hair. But as of 2025, we launched a business blueprint course, which is a very, very simple one-day course, and it's an insight to how we've grown our empire at MENSPIRE.
Wow.
So, if you don't know, get to know that one.
Get to know that. I'll probably check that myself.
Yeah, so it really just gives the dynamic of people that, and this is quite a wide range, it's only one day, from people that are trying to start their own business, from people that have just started their own business, for people that have 1 or 2 salons in that want to scale to, 22. We have a range of topics that we go through in one day that each of the people within the course, they'll get something from it. They'll get exactly what they need. And it's a bit like medicine, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You only take what you need and you run with it, you roll with it. And it's just that piece of information that you might come to on that day that unlocks that thing that's been burdening you, that's been plateauing you from your business growing. Other than that, we have the Operation X, which is one for the the diehard fans, people that are looking to scale. So if you have one shop and you're like, I want to take this to 10, I've got the product, I know what it takes, I have the branding, but I don't really have the room. I don't really know how to get investors or have my people invest into me. I don't really know. Operation X is a 3-day course where we take people, really a small group, and take people in and basically hand make them an operation manual, which takes them through step by step of what they should do and how they can achieve someone to invest within their company, giving them their own blueprint so that that person can build from within outwardly. So, yeah, a couple of courses that we run in terms of like business education. Yeah, so man,
That's right. Like,
where is
there's
it?
levels, bro. Like,
You can't go to university and go,
you
I want
can't
to study
know.
barbering in business. You can study business and economics, but you can't study specifically the barbering industry. Can't. No
you can't.
university.
I'm actually thinking about. I was quiet for a second because that's quite a lot.
University of Manspire.
Because that's what
Come and get your degree.
come and get your degrees, man.
You get me?
That's the one. Sign me up.
Yeah.
That's dope. No, honestly, I was actually quite taken back by that because I didn't actually know that's the lengths that you're. That's levels, man. That's some serious levels. I mean, and that's bad because you know what? For as long as barbering can go on and how involved it's actually become, it's not. No one's ever done that. No one's thought to do that.
Precisely.
You know?
Precisely. There isn't. I mean, barbers can go to an economic seminar, a business seminar, but it ain't going to be specific to barbering. It ain't going to pinpoint the failures. It ain't going to pinpoint the paths of success. It's not going to pinpoint any errors that you've come across.
I guess it would just make perfect sense for you to do that at the same time because you literally have everything else.
Yeah, no, that's good. We've had like 60 plus students already.
Whoa.
We've got another one coming up next month. And
it is quite, like, just for the audience and the people watching, it is quite affordable courses.
It's a pretty penny. So
it's pretty penny.
To spend one day with us, £500.
Okay, I mean, still,
it's an investment.
For a strong bit of knowledge, I mean, that's still exactly that's an investment.
Like I say, this is, you are going to take from that day an opportunity to unlock something that you might be missing or struggling with within your business to take you to that next level. Myself with my education background and Sam with his salon operation background, together combined, there'll be something or a lot of things in there that's going to open up your mind to go, oh, I'm doing this all wrong, or okay, I'm on the right path, but I need to change that.
And obviously, once they pick your brains, then down to them. So
go run with it,
Go run with it, and just
what we find is a lot of people come and do that day, and then a couple of months later they're ready for Operation X. They're ready for the big investment, to come and sit with us for 3 days and have it really mapped out, for them, show them the journey and what it could look like, they're on their way. So we've had a lot of good case studies so far.
Well, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit for you because with all that, with everything that you've every little bit of information and knowledge and experience you just shared with me and when I was watching, we all know that mental health's a big thing these days. Yeah. How do you keep it little, bro? Because look, we're human.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're human. You do your kids, right? You've got kids. I believe you said you had 2 daughters. Amazing. You have a partner.
Yeah. So I think
juggling. Yeah. Worldwide.
I think barbering in general. I speak generically first because what we do as an industry is we a lot of the time offer out of our service.
Yeah.
And
antisocial hours.
And that's normal. That's normal for barbering.
Yeah.
So my question is when has that become accepted? Because I'm pretty sure back in the day it wasn't like that.
No, right. Yeah.
It was 9 to 5.
That's to say 9 to 5 was a business.
Where we've had this hustle culture, this hustle mentality, this American dream style, ambition is we're now operating, 9 until 8, or 10 until 8, till 9, till 10, till 11.
Yeah.
We go above and beyond to serve our people, thus forgetting about self.
And,
so
and ambitious as well.
So, I think, I don't have the answer to combat mental health or to combat etc.
Yeah.
But I think it's important that you are grounded by your 4 energy reservoirs. You need to be physically fit. You need to be spiritually inclined. Emotionally steady.
Yeah.
And I guess physically, spiritually, emotionally, they're the main factors, really.
Mm.
You know, if you have those three locked in, balanced, and mentally as well, I guess, mentally in terms of like,
I mean, the fourth one's probably the whole combination, really, wouldn't it?
yeah, okay, they will lock into each other, man. You know, let's put it this way. Something that always keeps me grounded is that, you know, whenever I'm feeling a bit low or whatever, I check in. You know, am I fit? Have I been exercising? Have I been moving the body?
Going back to the basics.
Yeah. Spiritually, am I praying?
Mm.
Do I have faith?
Of course.
You know, am I meditating?
Yes.
Am I isolating myself? Am I giving myself some alone time to think?
Mm.
You know, emotionally, am I connected? You know, am I connected to my family, to my friends? You know, where am I at? You know, and mentally, again, are you reading? You know, what kind of new knowledge are you bringing in? You know, what kind of new wisdom are you bringing into self?
That's important.
You know, so I think if you kind of conquer all of them, you should be pretty grounded. Because if one of those is off, you're gonna feel that sort of state of, you know, negativity or, you know, state of self.
There's going to be a rupture in your
That's right.
in your
Yeah,
journey.
you'll find imbalance.
Yeah, definitely. So
That's what mental health is. It's imbalance.
it is an imbalance, yeah. I mean, and then obviously with everything else that gets chucked on top of it, you know, I mean, we'll touch on that very, very lightly, but you know, thank you for that, man. Thanks for sharing it. It's a touchy subject to even go into, you know. I never want to make anyone feel uncomfortable with the subject, but I think it's always nice for everyone to get a good.
I think we need more support. We need to learn and study how to combat.
It's just, you know, yeah, I agree with you, and it's kind of just like having that. Oh, you know what? Again, it's a touchy one. You have to word it right? You can't just come up from
Knowledge is key, man. Knowledge is key.
You know what?
Knowledge is key, man.
That's
The more knowledge you have, the more you can, you know, step away from the negative thoughts and the negative connotations that can lead you into despair.
What I wanted to actually say was just having having a bit more of a lock on your emotions, you know, and on how you can emotionally attach or detach yourself to and from things.
I think the key is to unlock.
Yeah, well, a lot of the time it is because everything's locked in.
Don't lock nothing up. Don't lock it in.
Yeah.
You know, the opposite of depression is expression. You know,
yeah.
So you have to express yourself in order to lose any kind of deep state of rest.
It's nice to talk, man.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, this is easy, right?
To the right people.
To the right people.
You can't talk to everyone. That's why we feel like we lock it in.
Yeah.
You've got to open yourself up, man. And the first part is having a conversation with God.
100%, man.
You know, if you can't speak to anyone, speak to your
God,
Creator,
man.
speak to speak to the Most High. You know, speak to the Source.
You know, I find that even just having a chat with yourself is you know, that's equally still kind of talking to God at the same time. But starting with just kind of, you know, acknowledging.
Yeah.
Just acknowledging that you're you know.
This is the emotional state.
Yeah.
When we're having conversations, we're able to have a certain chat, a very open chat. This is where you're tapping into the emotional energy reservoir.
Of course.
You know, so this is good because you're now balancing that. You're going to go home. I'm going to go home. We're going to be like, oh, I had a good chat, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm feeling good.
You feel like?
And I'm going to go and play football now. I'm going to go and bang a hat trick. I'm physically good. You know, so I'm tomorrow when I might read something, I'm going to check that energy reservoir. You know what I'm saying? I'm tapping in.
In fact, it's a compliment. Yeah. That's right, man. That's dope. Yeah. Well, listen, I know we're getting chopped for time right now, you know? So listen, in a nutshell, what genuinely excites you in this season? And what's left? Like, what more? What more is
so much more, bro. So much more. I'm not ready to jump off this shit.
You don't have to offload. Give us a CD.
This year, you can expect us to be online more. You can expect us to operate in an online space.
Okay.
For many years, we have sat back and we've watched everyone go online. I personally have traveled to all four corners of the earth.
Wow.
And I've interacted with various people from different countries. Now it's time for me to interact with them even more, but in the online space.
Of course.
You know, I've built up a lot of trust from going country to country. And now I think if we can offer something to those people from all corners of the earth, then, you know, we're able to help expand the knowledge of the barbering industry, you know, a lot wider and far beyond. So the online space is probably one of the biggest things. Second to that, we've got Jeffrey Batista here, who is looking to lock in an academy space in Glasgow. So you could well see the academy expansion as well throughout the world. And bring on the awards, man.
Bring on the awards. I want to see more awards as well.
We've got Sammy Palmer, who next month is up for the British Hairdressing Business Awards.
Oh, congratulations.
This is the Business Director of the Year, so we're hoping to clinch that and roll on. Keep building.
Josh, honestly, man, this is the reason why I messaged you so much. Because I knew, and I know for a fact we can sit here and chop this out some more.
We go part 2.
We are going to have to have a part 2, man, because you're an amazing, inspiring, just an all-round top brother. Like, seriously, this has been an absolute pleasure, man. And I can't wait to get back and lay this out on a laptop, man. And get it out to the public, man. I want them to feel what I felt just now. This was a surreal experience.
Thank you, man.
You know, and I can't, but you giving me, tomorrow I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna make it work in a different way now as well.
Good.
But listen, just share your socials, your handles, where they can hit you up, where they can find you out.
Please follow up on Instagram at Josh Lamonaca, Manspire Academy, Manspire Salon, or visit the website menspire.com. Big up. Off the chair.
Bro, thank you so much.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings, man. And God bless.
Off the chair. Off the chair.